Next, we're going to go into the Promised Neverland, chapter, 48. 48. The Two Worlds. This chapter is not a very, big chapter as opposed to the last few that we've had. It just kind of is, explains to the kids, as they're traveling through the caves, they're trying to, figure out, what their next plan is.
Yeah.
And, the beginning of it is a cool part where Sung Woo and is saying, these caves are ours, no one's going to find us, me and Musica know these caves, we don't know they can navigate it. And such a cute moment is when Musica is just actually, I'd probably get lost too, which I like Musica. I don't know. Maybe I have a thing for females. Yeah, I think if you can do a cute female, dude, I'm down for the story.
I want to kind of go back to that a little bit before that a little bit because they did reveal that that the pursuers, the demons in black,
they found the coordinates that Ray left the Emma back when he was hunting them.
Yeah, so because what he carved on is go to 06-32. The pursuers found me. So
so now it kind of foreshadows that the demons now know where they are, but they don't know what it means exactly. But I'm pretty sure they'll figure it out eventually.
And then another point that you brought up actually whenever we were doing a little bit of research on this chapter is that the I'm gonna call them, I don't want to call them the slave handlers, but the demons in black. They made specifically said a message for comrades carved by 81194 Shirley. So they didn't even go to the length to figure out what his name was. They just called him by his number.
Yeah, just a little backstory real quick. If you haven't read this yet, that number is Ray. That's his number because everyone that is in the plantations, all the kids are given numbers of stock basically. So yeah, as you're saying.
So you made the point that it kind of gives back.
It's a reminiscence of Nazism.
Yeah, kind of like the Holocaust, where the Jews were rounded up, thrown into concentration camps, done horrible research upon, and they weren't even called by the names. They were given tattoos of their numbers.
And that's how you identify them, because the best way to win a war is to dehumanize your enemy.
Yeah,
you consider them. Everyone has done it in war. We did it to the Japanese here in World War II. Yeah. The Germans did it to the Jews and everything.
But I think the worst example, the most prominent example you're gonna get is from
that's just Holocaust. A cool little thing if you aren't paying attention. Just a little bit of thought provoking. So there's something behind that. So
so they're hurting them like animals. Yeah. Okay. So that's a really good point that you made. Just wanted to touch upon that.
No.
So if you go back down to the tunnels, Sung Woo and Musica. They're just talking to the kids. They're
the kids start to the water
anemones.
One of the little girls seeing you're getting better at this, and she goes to Musica and she asks him, Musica, do you live here with your friends? And Musica makes a good point of no, we don't live here, we travel here. So
we're just passing through kind of.
So thing. Me and Ben thought of what if since maybe they're a traveling caravan, and I even thought that maybe they're trying to spread their religion of don't eat humans, but you can eat everything else. So that's a cool little idea if that's what was going on with this. I don't remember what else. It cuts to
Dawn and Gilda. It cuts to them just kind of processing what Ray and Emma just talked to them about, with everything about the Promise and Minerva.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about humans. That. We were talking about this before this, but we wanted to go into a deep explanation of the name of the manga, which is called The Promised Neverland. Yeah. Which, if you just think of we've said the name enough times at this point, we don't even think about it anymore. But think about it, in this chapter alone, they have mentioned the word promise very. Very, very. I
want to say about maybe 5 or 6 times.
Just the word, we can't break the promise that the world was split in half, the promise that humans and demons won't ever demons won't eat humans won't kill demons, but promise. That is the word that keeps coming up, and so we thought of Neverland. So what if you think of the next part of it? And I said that if you what do you think when you hear the word Neverland? I think of Peter Pan.
Yeah,
kind of. He always goes to this fantasy world with the kids to Neverland that isn't
where you never
real.
Grow up, or you can fly around, you can do whatever you want.
This place that isn't real, but it feels real. So we thought we came to the conclusion that maybe something is really wrong with the human side of the world, and that's why it's called the Promised Neverland. Even though it's promised to be this sanctuary, this place for people to live, it's never going to be real. So Also, keep that in the back of the mind, because at the end of the chapter, there's a cool point that Musica
Mm-hmm.
and Sung Woo have that we really want to
Yeah, we really
discuss.
want. Yeah, we're in the deep.
So-
but like, another point that you made is that like, for them being who they are as like, kind of farm cattle for
Yeah.
the demons coming into the human world, the humans might see them as just that. Like, how did you guys escape?
Yeah, they start to be like, I don't think they're going to treat them with open arms. Like, they're going to go in, they're just going to be like, oh, humans, we're fine with our people. And they're just like, where do those numbers come on y'all's neck? And they're just like,
we're actually from the demon world.
we came from the demon world all the way here. And they're just like, you came from where?
Yeah.
You crossed the gate?
You broke the promise?
You can't break the promise. So they're like, and Ben even came in, he was like, they're either going to try to kill them so that there's no proof that they came over the wall, or send them back. So
yeah.
That's a cool speculation.
But we'll hold the rest of that, because like there's a point that I want to make that kind of digs deep into this.
Ben made a good observation that I didn't even think of. So
but yeah, we're gonna hold that off.
I won't wait till the end for that. So the chapter continues with Emma and all of them, like deciding like we are to the human world, everything's gonna be better. They're just like, well, it's gonna be a long, hard journey because we don't know what's coming out there. And she's just like, and Emma always is like the light at the end of it. She's like, as long as we have hope.
Yeah,
we can survive. Like, we're going to find the human world. We're going to find a place to live. Yeah. Wait the 2 years and go back and rescue Phil and the other kids that they left behind at the plantation. And there's like, as long as there's hope, we will always prevail.
Now, Cody, why was she so specific about asking them for the 2 years? Like, why was she so specific about waiting for the 2 years?
Oh, yeah. If you don't know, or if you haven't read it, you just like hearing our voices. Thank you. There's a certain age when the kids are in the plantation that there's a certain age when they are ripe to be consumed by the demon. There's like, if you're too young, so they left Phil and the kids when they were like probably like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So around 8, 9, 10ish is usually around the perfect time to
where the demons will like want to consume like the best, like the most high quality brain that you can eat.
Yeah, the best high quality. So the kids are... So she left Phil and the kids, so she's like, in 2 years, they'll be old enough to start being, sent to the demons as food. So we have that long to prepare and go back and get them.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's still a very, very long ways away.
Yeah, so over that 2 years, they're going to learn, like, they're going to make plans, they're going to learn how to survive.
Maybe it'll be a good time skip.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be a good time skip. I don't know. Some mangas do time skips very bad. Like, One Piece is the best example of a good time skip.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where, like, that's how you identify One Piece at this point. Is it before or after the time skip?
Yeah, that's true.
So, once again, hope is the big thing. But then, the girl with the glasses, Gilda comes up to Emma, and she, like, makes the observation, like, are you okay, Emma? And she just goes to the point where she's like, you've been doing all these things, helping us. Like, you passed out in the woods when Musica showed up, and we were so worried. And even some of the boys, the younger boys, are just like, Ray, you're too reckless. You went back to fight the demons.
Yeah.
And they even make the post of just like, let's ask Sung Woo, like, did Ray have a chance against the demons? And Sung Woo was like, he had exactly 0% of making it without my help. Yeah. And so,
I think it just goes to show that like the leaders of the group are usually the ones that are always worrying about the group, but like sometimes they can be so isolated from them that they don't have anyone looking out for them or taking care of them. So like the kids are just looking at us like, hey, we're here for you guys just as much as you guys are here for us. We might not be able to do the same things as you are, but like we're here to care for you as well.
Well, it also comes back to just a point of just like when you're a leader, lead by example. Teach them, don't rule them.
Yeah.
If you teach them to like farm, get water, fight, they'll know how to do it. But if you do it for them, if something happens to you, you've just left like your sheep to slaughter.
Yeah, and I think that Ray and Emma have done a really good job of that because like whenever they were preparing the kids to escape. Like, they had them play tag, they were doing all these things to prepare them. And, like, when they were being chased by that monster in the jungle, they were very coordinated. Like, they split off into groups. They moved around in the woods
They've been doing a not great job, but a very good job. Yes. I'll give them that.
Yeah. So they've done a good job, but setting that example of, like, don't be so reckless or don't...
Yeah, this isn't a game. Y'all could die if we're not careful. And so they're talking, they're all the kids are like, we're gonna be fine. Emma and Ray promise that they'll be like more communicative about like what's happening, how they're feeling, and stuff like that. And then it cuts to Musica and Sung Woo talking like, and this is the part we wanted to get to.
Yeah.
Musica makes a point of why haven't you told them about... And she's speaking in demon language. I want to point that out. She's not speaking English. She's speaking in the demon language.
It's a very weird script if you read the chapter. When you read the chapter, like it's come up before, but it's a very weird script. But yeah, they're talking about like, why didn't you tell them about?
It doesn't say what it is though. It just says, why don't you tell them about blank? The blank is in the demon language, so we don't know what it means.
Yeah, it says well, specifically, Musica says the dangers these children face if they try to break the promise, they'll make an enemy of
blank.
And then Sung Woo says, yeah, but I've no need to tell them. They'll know soon enough. Besides, blank was their enemy from the very start.
And so back to what we were talking about, how like the human world might not want them. Ben came up with. I'll let you tell them.
I just from what I've seen and like from the observation that we made earlier, I just came up with a theory that maybe humanity, once they cross the border, maybe humanity will become their enemy, or maybe humanity, and like as Sung Woo said, maybe
since
humanity.
They've been born, they've been their enemy.
Yeah. So the points that kind of back up this theory is that like you have humans that know that other humans are in.
The demon half
world,
of the world,
but they haven't done anything about it. Like, haven't done anything significant about it
because you can't break the promise.
Exactly,
you can't cross. No one is allowed to cross, even though we know from Sung Woo and them that Minerva is probably someone that can, help cross people. So we know it's been happening because in the plantations, how did they get all this human stuff?
Yeah, how did they get those books that showed like human like technology? How did they get
the world?
Stuff?
Like, the history, this fake history that they've been taught. So. There's a lot of mysteries behind this, but Ben came up with that good point. It is a good point that he's probably talking about humanity. We don't know, but
because that script is weird. Like the very language they use is weird. But
that is the end. That's basically the end of the chapter too. So it just leads on that. So I'm betting next chapter we're going to see them like learning how to survive in the jungle, and they might leave yet. I don't know. I would hope I don't think Sung Woo and Musica are going to stay with them for much longer, which sucks because I like them.
Yeah.
I want to know more about them, but I think we're about done with them in the most part.
But yeah, that was Promised Neverland, chapter 48. Very good chapter. Really, it just shows that like it's a really good chapter that shows that they're always looking towards hope, but then like there's also like a little bit of doubt. It kind of just like puts a little seed of doubt that maybe where they're going isn't going to receive them as well as they hope, kind of thing. So
it just goes back to the title of the show.